I've got some important information to share in today's video. The Home Office sent out emails today, and I thought it wise to bring this to our notice because it's very important for everyone on a visa, both main applicants, dependents, children, migrants basically in the UK. This affects all of us, so we're going to be going to the details of all of this and more in today's video. So please stick around with me while we'll go straight into it. My name is Tochi. You're welcome to my channel. Please like this video, give it a thumbs up as you're watching so YouTube can recommend it to more people. Kindly share it to everyone that benefit from it as well. And to all my returning subscribers, you guys are amazing. You're welcome back to today's video. If you're yet to subscribe, please do so because I share amazing content here that you definitely love. So please consider sticking around with me. So a lot have been said about eVisas, especially since the government announced that they were moving all BRPs to eVisas and advised everybody to switch to eVisas, to upgrade and register and basically do everything they have to do. I'm sure by now you'd have noticed that most BRPs are expiring on the 31st of December 2024. It's here already, so there've been a lot of questions and panic, people trying to switch, they're having difficulties and everything. The government also listened and tried to extend the time for people to do everything they have to do as well. But today they've also released more information for us, to help us and make the transition seamless for a lot of people. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys. I saw this email, I felt it wise to share with everybody so that you will know and just be up to date with everything that is happening. Okay, so the first thing we'll look at here is using your eVisa for travel. Your eVisa will be used to confirm your right to travel to the UK if you travel internationally. So you should check your current passport or travel document is linked to your eVisa before you travel, right? So this is very, very important. If you have not linked your current passport to your eVisa, I think it's time for you to do that. For them to keep sending us reminders and emails to do all of this, it just shows that it's very important. And I'm sure they'll be saying, now we are telling you to do this, when you get stranded, don't say we did not tell you, don't say we did not warn you, or don't say we didn't support you enough, or give you the right information. So they're just doing everything, creating as much awareness, even answering questions as much as possible, just so that everybody would do the right thing. Okay, obviously most BRPs are expiring on the 31st of December, and some people don't even have recent BRPs anymore because I think it got to a point they stopped issuing BRPs, right? So your eVisa will be used to confirm your right to travel to the UK if you travel internationally. So know that. And then they're also saying that you should check your current passport or travel document is linked to your eVisa before you travel. So this is something you need to confirm. It's very important. If you're traveling outside of the UK, make sure that your eVisa or your current passport is linked to your eVisa, because that's the only way you can prove that you live and work in the UK. So if you have dependents, your wife, your husband, children, and you plan to travel outside of the UK, please make sure you do all of this for them. Okay, link all their travel documents to their eVisa accounts. So this means that you should create eVisa accounts for everybody. Everybody needs to have their own. How your children, your dependents, everybody have their own BRPs. Exactly how you should create an eVisa account for everybody as well, and link their travel documents, their passports to their eVisas before you travel. Okay, so you need to update your passport or travel document information every time it changes to avoid delays, right? So if you are going to apply for new passport, if you need to renew or something like that, for every time you do that, you have to update that document on your eVisa account so that you would avoid stories that touch, right? So while carriers should be able to check your eVisa automatically, you may still be asked to show evidence of your immigration status as we transition to eVisas. right? So you may therefore find it helpful to create a share code in advance of travel and carry it with you. You know that since the share code method was introduced, you have to like generate a share code before you're able to get a job, because you have to show your proof to live and work in the UK. So before you get a job, before you rent a house, you know, a lot of organizations, companies, landlords, you know, require you to generate a share code. Now they're saying that you don't only need to generate a share code to prove your right to live and work in the UK while you are in the UK. You should also generate a share code whenever you want to travel outside of the UK, because you might need it, right? So you may therefore find it helpful to create a share code in advance of travel and carry it with you. You can then print, write down, or otherwise store the share code to be able to provide it when needed, right? Whenever you create a share code, it's valid for 90 days, okay? So here, if you manage the UK via account of any family members, you also be able to generate a share code for them as well, okay? So this applies to everyone, especially if you have plans of going outside the UK. This is new, it's just changing, so you have to do everything you have to do to make sure you're on the right path so you don't get stranded. Imagine a scenario where you have gone out of the UK and then you're trying to come back, you know, you have prepared your mind to enter into the UK, and then you can't go in because you failed to do what you were asked to do, right? So carrying your BRP/C card even if expired, another important one. So if your BRP or BRC card issued through the EU settlement scheme expires on or after 31st of December 2024, and you continue to have permission to stay in the UK, you should carry this card with you when traveling internationally. Carriers such as airlines will be allowed to accept these cards for travel to the UK until 31st of March 2025. So if you no longer have a BRP or EUSS BRC, or were not issued with one, your permission to travel will be checked through other means. You know, those other means that they have told us at the beginning, it will be checked through those means, because some people don't have BRPs now, like valid BRPs anymore. Like I mentioned earlier, at a point they stopped issuing BRPs, okay? I'm sure that if you had just renewed your visa recently, you're not going to get any BRP. Unlike before, when you're applying for a visa or renew your visa, they'll just send you a new BRP. But if you have done yours recently, you're not getting any BRP because of this now, right? Because of the transition. So some people really don't have BRPs anymore, like right now. But if you have your latest BRP and is expiring on 31st of December, please, you can still carry it out to be used up until the 31st of March 2025. So if any of your family members again hold BRP or BRC cards expiring on or after 31st of December 2024, they should carry them as well when traveling internationally. This is basically for people traveling outside the UK. They're just telling you so that you don't get stuck outside. So to avoid all of these things from happening to you, to your dependents, your children, everybody involved, please do this for them as well before you travel. In fact, if you have plans, you know that you're going to travel in 2025, please start doing these things now and just make sure that you have checked everything and you have done everything you're supposed to do. Make sure that you have created an eVisa account, you have linked all your documents as you're supposed to, you know, your passport especially, and everything, and is up to date both for yourself and your children. From what I've observed so far from the UK government or from the Home Office, whenever things like this come out, whenever they introduce something new or they make a change to a law or something like that, you know, at the initial stage there might be questions, there might be panic, worries, you know, people might not really understand everything at the initial stage, you know. So by the time people start asking questions, putting out their worries or things they're not clear about, the Home Office most times come back again to try to answer those questions and clarify things, right? I've seen that happen over and over again since I've been here in the UK. So it's something that they try to do just so that you don't say that you don't understand this or that you were not informed. informed, because they will have evidence that they tried as much as possible to push this information and let you know what to do. And if you need help, you can also get one. But if you're finding it difficult switching or doing any of these things that they mentioned here, you know how to reach them. You know, they are available to guide you and answer your questions. Okay, immediately I saw this, I just thought it wise to share, because I know that this will help everyone. And I must also mention before we go quickly that this does not in any way serve as an immigration advice. This is just me sharing this for information purposes and to create awareness. If you feel like you need immigration advice or you need an expert advice, do well to get one. Okay, this does not replace it. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you all in my next one. Bye bye.